Welcome back to the Neshoba Valley Chamber Business Buzz podcast. My name is Melissa Federhoff. I'm the president and CEO. And today I am here with Bill DiMario of Thirsty Robot Brewing Company right in Fitchburg.
Yes.
Welcome, Bill.
Thank you.
And for those that haven't yet been, after today's podcast, you're definitely going to want to go. I speak from experience. So today, Bill is here. We're going to talk about knowing your customers, keeping up with shifting tastes, turning loyal customers into your greatest asset, and even how to grow profit without the pain and risk that every business owner dreads.
Yeah.
So, and we'll even get to why you shouldn't keep an alligator in your swimming pool. I'm looking forward to that one. So, Bill, tell us, what is the story behind the Thirsty Robot Brewing Company?
Sure. Yeah. So, I've been a home brewer for a long time, mid to late 80s. I started home brewing, and many professional brewers come from that sort of background, probably close to 80%. I'm also an engineer, so many professional brewers are also engineers, and they seem to be drawn to that. During my professional career, I enjoyed robotics and electronic design, and it's generally process oriented. So brewing seemed to be a natural fit, and I enjoyed the process of it. I enjoyed the challenge. There's a lot of elements. There's some microbiology, there's some chemistry, and then there's the whole process, and then of course the end result is nice too. So during my professional career, I used to brew on weekends and kept thinking, wow, this is just like a treadmill. I work and then I come home and I enjoy my hobby, and I always wanted to open a brewery if the conditions were right. So I eventually did, and when we found our location in Fitchburg, it's sort of an industrial space, and the idea of Thirsty Robot came to me in that, working during the day and then enjoying your craft on the evenings, I felt like a thirsty robot, the sort of that treadmill kind of thing during the week. So that's where the name came from, and it seems to fit. People enjoy it. It lends itself to a lot of good themes for labels and beer names and this sort of thing. Yeah. So it fits. It's nice.
It does fit. And for those that don't know, can't see, but I do have my robot earrings on.
Thank you.
That I got at the Thirsty Robot during one of your events.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So how do you really get to know your customers beyond what they order? And
yeah, so fortunately we have a very good staff, and I don't have to spend a lot of time at the register, so that's kind of a luxury. What that does afford me is a chance to talk to people across the bar, have a beer in my hand, and sort of engage with customers. And people really do enjoy talking to people who are the owners of an establishment, especially a local. I mean, we are a small brewery. We can seat about 80 people in the tap room and maybe 30 people on the patio. So when you engage with a customer, ask them how they like their beer, what beer do they like to drink, and that sort of thing, that really means a lot to folks. And I get the same enjoyment when I go to a brewery and get a chance to talk to some of the folks that are really knowledgeable about the beer. So I find that that's a great way to get feedback on the beers that we should make next, and it's a good way to get direct feedback, and it really does, I think, make that whole customer experience something special.
And we have a few cans here.
Yeah.
You have a wide range of different tastes
right.
to kind of hit all of those.
Yeah, we find, I like IPAs, hazy IPAs, especially in New England. It's kind of like a regional favorite, that style, and it's really great. But we also find that people like other beers. Maybe the first beer is a hazy beer that they want to drink, but other styles are quite popular. We make wheat ales, we make sours, we make even hard seltzers with puree in them, and those have been quite popular as well. But IPAs, hazy IPAs are 80% of the market, so it makes sense to pay attention to that. So we certainly do, and I think we generally have 4 or 5 hazy IPAs on tap at any one time at a variety of ABV levels. So you can decide how you want to enjoy your evening. But we think doubles are a good way to have great hop expression and full flavor and all that sort of thing.
So craft beer trends
Yeah,
do tend to move
yeah,
fast.
yeah.
How do you balance staying current?
Yeah, so I think, historically, the craft people have been enthusiastic about craft beer. I think during the late '90s and 2010s, that demographic is getting older. I guess guys like me, people can't or don't want to drink as much as they did perhaps when they were younger. So we try to offer a wide variety of choices for that case. We also find that after COVID, we opened just after COVID when the state reopened. And I think that pause in people's sort of social activity at bars and restaurants caused their taste to change a bit. And this is a generational change in the beer consuming public. So we find that people want flavor, variety, not your dad's beer. So we have to stay in touch with those trends. There's of course professional organizations that we rely on for information, and the best source of information for us as a local brewery is the folks that come in our tap room. What sort of beers do they like? Yeah, they like IPAs, but what other beers do they like? Hefeweizen. So they like sour beers, more sour beers, tart beers. And again, we have a hard seltzer that is it's basically a pina colada,
Very good.
which has been very popular. And so, I think that's a testament to sort of the flavor and variety. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to always be beer, and we're happy to, produce what people are most interested in drinking that month.
Well, I appreciate
Yeah.
it. How do you intentionally nurture customer loyalty?
Yeah. So what we find is often if you engage with a customer, they're enjoying their beer. Sometimes the complimentary snack makes a big difference. People become
Mhm.
fans of your beer. If you can give them additional information, you introduce yourself as the brewer, and people want to know more. It's hard when you ask someone, "How do you like the beer?" They're generally going to tell you, "Oh, it's great, love it." But once you get into a conversation, you can get honest feedback about their preferences. It's a little too sour for me, or I'd like a tart beer, not a sour beer, and that sort of thing. So that's how we sort of engage with folks to make them loyal fans. We have a members club, which people are. We limited it to 50 people, and we're actually two people over that, which is fine. That's sort of a testament to the popularity of
Right.
it. But folks that are in our members club, they do get perks, but they're also great brand ambassadors for us. We People are always sending me photos of places they have applied our stickers at other competing breweries, and it's always kind of fun to see that. So our members are a great way to sort of get our brand out in the world.
The sticker phenomenon
Yeah.
with breweries is kind of funny because
Yeah.
I've been to a few breweries, and it is I do have some Thirsty Robot stickers in my wallet,
Yep. Yep.
and always trying to first you get a look and see if you can find one if somebody's already been there,
Right.
and then if you can't find it, finding the right spot and
Yeah. We have a sticker. There's an interesting photo I have back at the brewery that it's a parking sign that overlooks the Hollywood sign, and there is a Thirsty Robot sticker on the back of that.
wow.
So the name's getting out there, I
It's
guess.
getting out there. Talking about memberships,
Yeah.
I just want to point out, so I have had the opportunity to participate in some of your membership. One day in particular was when we brewed. I had the opportunity to go in and be part of brewing for the
Pink Boots, yeah. So we support the Pink Boots Society, and what that is an organization that basically supports women in brewing. Traditionally, it's been sort of a male-dominated industry. And there's a concerted effort to introduce more women and minorities into the brewing industry. So for us, that means we do an annual brew, and then we give percentage of the proceeds
Nice.
back to the society, and it's fun to enlist again members and other folks that come in the tap room to help with that brew, and it's a fun day, and it really again it's another way to sort of keep that loyalty and people spread the word, and
Yeah.
it's a fun time.
It
Yeah.
was, and you stepped back, Claire was there to help
Yes. Yeah.
and teach us
Yep.
the steps,
Yep.
and what needed to be done. I was more of an observer, um, truth be told, but it was a really fun day, and I
Yeah.
loved being part of it. So thank you.
It's a great time. Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about profitability and without pain or risk, it sounds impossible.
Yeah, I think it is.
So what's your
Spoiler
version?
alert. Yeah. So, around year three, we hit our break even, which is great. That was sort of in our business plan when we started. But, business plans are a bit of speculative fiction anyways.
Hmm.
But it was a good exercise and sort of keeps us on a path, hopefully, towards increased profitability. We are a lean team. We don't have a lot of overhead. I still do a lot of the work myself, and as an owner, we don't take a lot out of the business.
Hmm.
We do employ people, and we try to pay them fairly, and I think our employees are quite happy. We have started a modest distribution effort. We are on tap at Hollis Hill,
Nice.
and we are friends with Jim Latanzi and his wife. They were supporters of us at our planning board meeting, and have continued to support us by taking our beer and selling it at their fabulous venue. So it's those modest efforts, and we will increase our distribution effort and try to get our footprint a little bit larger. But the risk is, do we damage our taproom business by overextending?
Mm.
Our beer's out of stock, and do you keep your distribution customers happy during the week? So it's a balance. I think distribution is a path towards increased profitability, even at lower margins in a tap room. But and it's also a good advertising effort because your brand is out there and people
Mhm.
see it. But it's a balance. It's definitely a balance, and it's not something that happens quickly. It's slow, organic growth, basically. Yeah.
Joys of running a business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have business experience in terms of management before I started this, but certainly one of the things that excites me every day are the challenges of a business. We fortunately, even though we did a business plan for the intention of a bank loan, we fortunately were able to self-fund. So we don't have that sort of bank loan sort of worry that can
Mm.
put businesses under if they can't
Hmm.
service their obligation, obviously.
Yeah.
So we're a bit fortunate that way, so we can control the growth. We're a little bit more resilient that way, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, don't keep an alligator in your swimming pool. What's the alligator in your world of beer sales?
Yeah. So as we move into distribution, sometimes if you are overcommitted or decide to sign with a distributor, and distributors are great. They're a necessary part of the three-tier system that we have in the country. It's just you need to wonder: are you just servicing the distributor's needs if you're committed to a distributor
Mm.
to get your beer out in the world? And then is that really what you want to be? So we don't like that model. We prefer self-distribution, which is why we changed our license to enable that. We did that last year. The other thing I'd say is food. The food business is interesting. We always plan to have a restaurant component to our business. I think it's a responsible way to sell alcohol and give people a food option while they're consuming. One of the things that we find is that the food business is hard. Being a restaurant owner in that sense is it's a low margin business, but it's weekly. Beer I make, and then over the next month, the product is ready. Food is a weekly event. Ordering, making sure it's fresh, making sure it's prepared correctly. So it does consume a lot of attention, probably a lot more than I anticipated.
Hmm.
But I think we're making it work, but it is a growing percentage of our efforts.
People do love your pizza.
Yeah, yeah,
And so, speaking about your food,
yeah.
you make great pizza, but you also smoke.
Yeah, we probably about a year and a half ago purchased a smoker, so we smoke brisket, pork butts, chicken wings, all that sort of thing, sort of standard barbecue fare, and we serve that, and that's a good way for us to make good quality barbecue without having a full kitchen, because we do not have a full kitchen. So that works for us, and that's been a very good investment. So has been our canning line. Again, you see some of the cans that we produce. We have a single head canning machine. We were fortunate enough in about year 3 to get a low interest loan from the city through a block grant program. And we purchased a canning machine, and that has paid for itself a few times over. Can sales, after 3 years, people kept asking us, "When are you going to have cans? Where are your what's the deal?" And so we finally, there was obviously a need for it, and once we got it, the can sales are very good. We hope to continue that. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you're an active member of the Chamber.
Yes.
Thank you very much for
Yeah.
your membership. How has the Chamber involvement helped your business grow?
Well, I think certainly these sorts of events are great. It's a good way to network. I've been to several networking events, and it's one of our ambitions is perhaps at some point to have a second location. There's lots of great real estate contacts that I have made. Certainly other businesses that are in the Chamber are great contacts for what might be in our growth path. The other thing I'd say is I really enjoy the Taste in Neshoba event.
It's a fun one.
That is super fun, and it's great that you have many breweries show up, because brewers are a competitive bunch to a certain extent, and it's always great to show up there and bring your best and see how you do.
We're looking forward to seeing you at next year's event already. So
Yeah, that was so fun.
So is there anything that we didn't cover that you think our listeners need to know
Yeah, so
about?
I'd say we're located in Fitchburg at 265 Summer. We have a website, thirstyrobotbrewing.com. You can check us there. We're on social media, Thirsty Robot Brewing, Facebook and Instagram. We do have a patio that is dog friendly. People should know that. And of course, inside the tap room, since we serve food, we can't have dogs. We're family friendly as well, and we welcome families to come in. And we have lots of great events that happen. Trivia every Thursday. You better, you got to bring your thinking cap.
You definitely need your thinking cap.
Yeah, it's not your average pop culture type of trivia. Anyways, and then we have many events. So you have to look at our website for our event page, and you'll see upcoming events. We have music generally on Saturday, sometimes Saturday, Sunday, and often Fridays as well. So keep your eye on our website and Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Bill.
Yeah.
And hopefully I will see some of our viewers at the Thirsty Robot Brewing Company in Fitchburg soon.